my name is Asia and I will be teaching you about cadences and what are some characteristics you can use to identify them within part writing. Throughout this video, I will share with you everything that you need to know about cadences, followed by a few examples played on a piano to let you hear what they sound like when performed. Let's get started! So let's ask the question, what is a cadence? A cadence is a specific chord progression that denotes the end of a musical phrase. With that in mind, we can treat cadences as if they are musical punctuation. Some cadences, as you'll find in the video, are similar to commas, while others serve like a period and end the entire phrase or piece. Let's take a look at our first cadence, shall we?
Alright, so the first cadence we're going to take a look at today is going to be the perfect authentic cadence, or PAC. This cadence has chord progression motion going from 5 or 5/7 to 1, with both chords in root position, and has a soprano end on tonic. The perfect authentic cadence is considered to be the strongest of all cadences. However, there is another cadence that is very similar, and there are only a couple of differences that set apart the two. We will hear examples of them set together side by side, but for now let's go on and hear an example of a PAC played out on piano. As mentioned earlier in the video, there is a cadence very similar to the perfect authentic cadence, and that is going to be the imperfect authentic cadence, or IAC. It has the same exact chord progression motion going from 5 or 5/7 to a 1 chord. However, either of the chords could be inverted, or the soprano will not end on tonic, and that is what will determine whether or not the cadence is imperfect. Alright, so here we have two examples. One is a PAC, the other is an IAC, both following the characteristics that make them the cadences that they are. Here's the PAC. And here's the IAC. Here's another example of an IAC in music. Here we're taking an excerpt from a Bach piece. As you can see in the first measure, the soprano is not ending on tonic, and in the first measure as well, the basses are in a first inversion 5 chord, which automatically makes it a imperfect authentic cadence. Alright, next in line we have a half cadence, or HC. This is a cadence that ends on a 5 chord, and it can be approached by any other chords in a progression. When analyzing music with a half cadence, you'll find that the cadence sounds incomplete. This is because the half cadence doesn't resolve to a 1 chord like a PAC or IAC do, but rather ends on a dominant chord, making the cadence sound incomplete altogether. Next we have the plagal cadence, or PC. It's commonly considered the church or amen cadence, with chord progression motion going from a 4 to a 1. What sets the plagal cadence apart from the rest is the fact that it's not commonly used. When it is used, as said earlier, it's considered more of a churchy or holy piece. So for example, in Handel's Messiah, there are a lot of hallelujahs and amens, and all of those are plagal cadences with 4 to 1 motion. Alright, lastly we have the deceptive cadence, or DC. This is a cadence that pretty much has earned its name. It is one that creates the expectations of going to a 1, but substitutes another chord instead. The deceptive cadence sounds just as its name is given, fairly deceptive. Let's hear an example. A deceptive cadence will begin with a dominant chord and is followed by anything else. It could be a sixth, or super dominant, or submediant. That is up to the composer, what they have decided, but just know that it can be any other chord other than tonic. This last excerpt I'm showing you right now is a piece I found that has all 5 cadences shown in it. You can see it has its own version of a chord progression. It starts with the IAC, goes into a HC, then a DC, ends with the PAC, and has the final rendition with the plagal cadence.
Well, that's about it for cadences. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and go Coogs!